Another day is dawning in Citrus County, Florida. Most people are just waking up. Some folks will be enjoying our beautiful environment. Others are heading to work. And many children are going off to school. But for many in our community, each day brings difficult decisions. Breakfast versus medicine, paying rent versus filling their child's lunchbox. And then there are the questions. Will I have enough money to pay the light bill and provide a nutritious meal for my family? In our community, over 23,000 of our neighbors battle food insecurity. Food insecurity is where someone lacks consistent access to nutritious food needed for an active, healthy life. Many of our neighbors simply cannot stretch their monthly budget to provide for their basic needs, thus creating food insecurity, which in turn has serious long-term effects on one's health. The body, no matter your age, requires nutritious meals. But when people don't have enough food, they are forced to make low-cost, low-quality food choices. When a home is dealing with food insecurity, they will make trade-offs that offer short-term options to avoid hunger. These choices, along with the stress of food insecurity, can have significant impacts on a person's health. Those with food insecurity are at a much higher risk of type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease, and obesity.
Food insecurity impacts children all across Citrus County, and it affects them in three ways. It affects them academically, it affects them socially, and it affects their development as they grow. We know that when you're in school, you can't learn when you're hungry. We know that it's affecting their social development. They're not able to interact with their peers the way that they normally would because they're hungry. And we know that their bodies are not developing appropriately because they don't have the proper nutrition.
One of the heart-wrenching things as a pastor is to walk out and see a line of people who are hungry, who need help. Last year, we averaged about 400 families a month. Last month, we served 771 families for the month, and each family gets a bag of groceries. It's not enough really to sustain a family for a week, but it's enough to add to maybe what they have, what they can get with government assistance or something else, and kind of help to make it until the next week.
Blessings combats food insecurity in Citrus County every single weekend. We send home a bag of food with over 1,500 children every Friday between the first weekend in September and the last weekend in May. We're sending home 12 items for Saturday and Sunday because these students aren't eating between lunch on Friday and breakfast on Monday morning when they return to school.
Community Food Bank has been a godsend to El Shaddai. Our food ministry gets 2,000 to 3,000 pounds of food from Community Food Bank each and every week. Of that 2,000 to 3,000 pounds, about 800 pounds of that food is meat. Without Community Food Bank, we could serve probably 300 to 350 families a month, and we would be turning away about 400 families a month. So Community Food Bank does a tremendous job of helping El Shaddai and help us to serve the community.
We served over 771 families here last month, and the food bank really makes a difference in what we can give out to our clients.
This morning, one gentleman was a Vietnam vet who was extremely kind of bent up and what have you. He had side effects from Agent Orange. He had also been wounded in battle, and he just really, he's very proud. It was hard for him to come and ask for help, but we were glad to help him.
The food bank has been an enormous help to Citrus County Blessings in accomplishing our mission. They're able to offer us food at a severely reduced price, which helps us to squeeze and stretch every single dollar that we get from our donors, which ultimately allows us to feed more children.
In our community, 7,000 children lack regular access to nutritious food. They are more likely to be in poor health and struggle in the classroom. With the onset of health-related issues, the family budget is now stretched even further, leaving even less money for nutritious food needed to break the cycle. And so on and on it goes.
Right, well, the impact of hunger that I see being involved with a lot of different things is Stemming from one of our county being one of the most impacted with the highest percentages in, say, the last, starting about 10 years ago, and the unemployment rate, and people starting at that point, say 9 years ago, starting to live with their grandparents, living with friends, living in tents, living in woods. We see kids and families of all sorts living everywhere. So by us coming back slowly and slower than any other counties, it's just making the impact on hunger and kids getting meals after school. So you got a lot of programs out there that Walmart helps with to help them get food before and after school programs, and the Community Food Bank along with that helps a lot of those organizations get that food that can actually help give it to the kids, give it to the families, say on weekends and different things. So people see that we're out there and we really do care about the people here in Citrus County.
£578 to me.
With your help, we can break the cycle. We can build a healthy, strong community. Year after year, you have answered the call. And thanks to your support, the Community Food Bank of Citrus County, for the first time ever, will distribute over 2 million meals this year. That means since our inception, we have provided 5 million meals. That is over 6 million pounds of nutritious food for those most in need in our community. We are also serving more agencies. We are providing food to 50 food pantries and other feeding partners, up from 43 just a year ago. Thanks to your investment, we were able to purchase a new refrigerated truck to address the demand for nutritious food. But as much as we want to celebrate the successes of the past, the fight against hunger goes on. And so we come to you again, asking you to partner with us in this struggle. Help us break the cycle. Help us end hunger and nourish hope in our community.
We thank you for the food that we have got to give away. We thank you and we ask you to bless the food banks and bless the ones that give us.